Okay, so your streamline looks very good. Body position is good. Your hips and legs do not appear to be too low in the water. They might be slightly low, but you're nothing I would worry about. You can see your feet are kicking at the surface of the water. Oh, that's good. Not lifting your head to breathe, also good. Extension on both sides looks pretty good, and maybe just the left arm going slightly to the middle, but really only when you breathe on your right side. It's very minor. The pull underwater here is still kind of in that straight arm category. As far as streamline aspects, I'm going to say you're 95% of the way there. Just about everybody can do a little better on improving their extension just through flexibility. So shoulder mobility and flexibility, lat flexibility, things like that. So you can work on that with stretching out in the pool. And when you're in the pool, always think about trying to reach as far forward as possible with virtually every stroke. Here you can see that your hips and legs stay right in the same line as your torso. Your rotation is good. There's no bobbling with your head, no up and down motion with your head. That's also good. So you're very level. And then here, hands are reaching pretty much right in front of the shoulder, with the exception of the left going in just slightly on some of them, not all of them, just some of them. And so that's a matter of, just perfection. All right, so underwater, this was before any commentary. That right arm, if you play this back in slow motion on YouTube, you can see it was more of a straight arm in the sense that the forearm and the upper arm are in the same line as they progress through the stroke, and ditto for the left. So the big thing there is just being able to push the water backwards as soon as possible, and so that's why you're going for that high elbow catch or early vertical forearm. From this view, I would say that your hips and legs are tiny bit low. That will improve with speed improvements for one thing, and then continue work on your flexibility stuff, and that will help as well. But it's certainly nothing I would worry too much about. Very minor, and any race in a wetsuit's gonna completely negate that. Yeah, so that's really your main thing, that catch. So if you're going to do a bunch of drills, you really want to focus on the one-arm drill, fist with paddle, dog paddle. And all that thought should be focused on internally shrugging your shoulder after you've extended, right? So you extend as far as you can, then you shrug or roll the shoulder, which pitches your elbow outward. And then here you got the stroke path, the line that you pull, and it's pretty much directly back. You're not crossing in or under. Very good. All right, so we were talking about, how do you get this vertical forearm or high elbow catch, and
That's not all I go
you want to reach as far as you can, which you have very good reach, and then after you are done reaching, you can't reach anymore, you roll or rotate the shoulder or pivot the elbow outward or upward. So some thought combination in there is what's going to do the trick. We also talked about what to do when you're breathing, because if you're trying to do that high elbow catch and you're breathing to the right, your left arm wouldn't be as efficient. So a way to manage that is to delay the start of the left arm pull until your right hand is coming back into the water, so that your face is
turning back and your body's not like all torqued to the side, like a modified catch-up. So what you're doing here is trying to think about reaching. That was good right there on that right arm, and trying to make the connection between rolling or rotating the shoulder to initiate the pull. The flexibility improvements you've gotten in your hip and lower body is making a difference, because your hips are not low, in my opinion. So your body position is very good. Alright, so I'm going to switch to underwater after another 100 of this. So doing some one arm drill. There we go. Okay, so much more pronounced. Reach, roll that shoulder. There you go. Pretty good. 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 Yeah, and it's okay to stop and think about it when you're doing one arm drill, or any drill. Very good. That's it. Good. Very good. Much better.
I was forgetting to put the rotation in.
Yeah. So that's okay.
Yeah.
If you skip the rotation but you get that catch in the drill, it's, this over time will.
Yeah, I realized about halfway through that I wasn't extending.
Yeah. So this left, maybe it's your weaker side, and you're getting a bit more of, well, that's going good there. So you're having to shorten the stroke, but you're getting the catch. That works. A little more of elbow slippage, or elbow leading the stroke back. So doing some dog paddle, just trying to get the motion of it. That's good. Yeah, anytime you can see that the arm looks like it's curved or there's an arc to it, then you're getting more of the vertical forearm or high elbow catch. All right, that gives me a thought. So maybe initially, at least, if you pull a little wider when you're trying to do it, it'll help. So doing one arm drill and trying to pull a little out and wider, that seemed to get you a better vertical forearm motion. So it's all what we're really focusing on. I hate to like I'm repeating myself, but I always am. Is this first half of the underwater pull where you get a lot of that initial power in the stroke. And the more vertical forearm, or a better angle you get with that hand and forearm, just the faster you swim through the water. That's good. Very good. So you're able to get some to a lot of it when you're doing one arm drill. And it's just a matter of being able to keep that sort of same isolated thought while normal swimming. It's the getting it into the timing.
So one arm, with the snorkel allows you to really focus. And here you can see the difference between, that was good right there. The difference between how your stroke looks, and if you go back to the first underwater round, where it was simply a straighter arm. And every gradual improvement you make with the vertical forearm is going to translate into more forward momentum, really. Yeah, so you're a little more proficient on the right side. Um, you just keep working on it on the left. Something that does help if you want to spend the time doing it is using elastic straps and sort of doing the freestyle pulling motion in slow motion. So you could be out of the water and just practicing getting that. It's kind of a weird motion, right? You're reaching as far as you can above your head, and then you're shrugging or internally rotating your shoulder. Uh, Often, when you do that, you have to pivot your forearm back so that it's internally, so that it's level with the back wall of the pool or the floor of the floor of the floor that you're standing on. So it's like a rotation and a counter rotation if you really want to get the motion correct. And you do that in slow motion. You watch what you're doing. You could see the difference in the line between your upper arm and your forearm. Your forearm and your hand really are kind of working together. And you just repeat that over and over, and that's really how you do it. So with the dog paddle, you're pulling wider here, and if that helps you get the arc to the arm, the catch angle to the arm, that's good. At the moment, you wouldn't want to pull this wide that you're in a swimming, right? If you were swimming freestyle, that would be too wide of a pull there. But as far as the drill goes, for now, that's totally fine. So it's really reach, roll the shoulder, reach, roll the shoulder. And so I think it's that internal shrug of the shoulder. If you can just get that part, really crank it over, so it feels very extreme, and that's what's going to work. And then this was just swimming, trying to focus as well as possible on getting the catch. You had some there. That was like I think we talked about a wide arm swimming here. Sorry, I missed you going by on the right side, unfortunately. Um, I might have said something like that was a little too wide. And then, slightly better on the left. So you're going to want to spend, if you spend 60% of your time on your right arm, 60% of time on your left arm, 40% of time on your right arm. So you would do more one arm drills with your left.